Okay, so here we are back in our program with Sylvie. Hello, Sylvie. How are you doing?
Good morning, Takeshi. How are you?
I'm okay. So you're doing well and very early in the morning, right? Right
It's
there.
about it's about 8:20 here. I believe that it's very late for you there in Japan.
Yeah, it's 10:20 p.m., but that's okay. I'm a night owl, so you must be an early bird, right?
It is a requirement when you have to work early every day. Absolutely.
What time do you usually get up for work?
It depends. So I haven't been using an alarm clock for over 10 years now. My system actually wakes up in between 5:30 and 6 every day.
Oh, good. So you're leading a rather healthy life.
It's one way of saying it. Absolutely. If it's how you see it, absolutely. Yes.
Good. Okay, so today we are going to talk about Canada with particular reference to Ottawa, in which you are residing. How long have you been in Ottawa?
I'm so very happy today to be speaking about the city that I've been living in for the past, since 1991. So I would say almost 31 years now. This year in June. So I came here to study at the University of Ottawa after I left the US. And I never thought I was going to stay here. And yet I'm still here.
Yeah, incidentally, we went to the same high school in the United States called Lincoln Sudbury High School, Regional High School in the state of Massachusetts, where we met and where we got acquainted with each other. And then right after you left Lincoln Sudbury High School, you went over to Canada directly to
No,
Ottawa?
I didn't. So you and we met each other in 1989.
Yes.
And we did our 11th grade in that high school. And I went into a special college called the Simon's Rock of Bard College in Massachusetts. And it was in Great Barrington. And that college was accepting student who were coming out of the 10th and the 11th grade who thought they are ready to attend college courses and then live on campus. So I did 1 year there in Great Barrington before I moved to Canada.
Okay. And so you moved to Canada to enter a college there.
Yeah, so the universities here are all called universities, and college are more, they're applied art colleges. They are more professional colleges for a career, and universities is a little bit more philosophical and I would say some professional program in it too, but they're called universities. Here. So I did come here to attend University of Ottawa.
And what did you major in at university?
When I came here, I majored in linguistics, but I stayed 10 years in the university, and I did 2 bachelor's degrees and 2 masters. So I did linguistics, and then I did teachers training, and I did a master's in learning children with learning difficulties, and then I did an MBA at the end.
Okay, that's very interesting. You know, education has been one of the topics that many of my students are interested in, so we can touch upon that topic later on. But right now, to begin with, you are going to talk about your town, Ottawa.
Absolutely.
So can you start talking about Ottawa?
I was very pleased and honored that you asked me to talk about Ottawa. I think it doesn't matter where we are from, but if we stayed and we chose a city where we want to stay, it becomes a little bit more of a, the place that we have chosen, the place of our heart. Ottawa is the national capital of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are mistaking the capital to be either Toronto or Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
However, Ottawa is the national capital. This here in the picture, as you can see, is the Parliament of Ottawa, the entire Parliament of Canada,
Mm-hmm.
actually, where the MPs or the Member of Parliament are sitting in the House of Commons, and then they're doing, the voting of what is happening in the Canadians' daily life. Now, incidentally, I work as a public servant for the Canadian government, and my work pertain the rehabilitation of what you see on this picture.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the Canadian Parliament, so we call it the Canadians' House,
Mm-hmm.
the heart of the Canadian politics.
Mm-hmm.
And the Parliament hasn't been renovated for almost 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's getting old, and we are completely gutting the building, and then we are rebuilding it. So not building it from outside, but rebuilding it from in-ground and inside, so it becomes the house of the future for our Member of Parliament and all the Canadians who are visiting.
Mm-hmm. I
So
see.
it is closed right now, and it
Mm-hmm.
will be open in 2031. So
Mm.
if you are planning to visit Canada, that will be a great time to come and see the newly renovated Parliament.
Oh, okay.
So the you see water. You see a lot of water around Ottawa. So Ottawa is actually surrounded by one canal
Mm-hmm.
and one river, the Ottawa River and the Rideau Canal.
Mm-hmm.
And Takeshi, please share the next picture so I can explain one of the very, very one in the world
Mm-hmm.
thing that we have in Ottawa. It is
Mm-hmm.
called the longest natural skating rink. So I
Oh.
think when it's completely open
Mm-hmm.
during the month of February,
Mm-hmm.
so it is right now,
Mm-hmm.
when it is completely open from head to toes, the entire canal, I think there's between 7 and 8 kilometers. So
Mm-hmm.
you can imagine in the middle of the city, people can simply just put on their skate
Yes.
and go to work if they're
Mm-hmm.
working downtown. And then
Mm-hmm.
if they're living in the south end of the city, they can just hop on onto the canal and just skate to work.
Mm-hmm.
It is a wonderful place where people are going there. As you can see here in the picture, people are getting together either to drink hot chocolate and eating something that is very particular here in the region. It's called the beaver tail.
Mm-hmm.
So beaver for the animal, but it's not a beaver, a real beaver tail. It's made of dough and sugar, and it's a delicacy that we have here in the
Mm-hmm.
region.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, also beautiful ambiance. So during February, we have what we call the Winterlude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's a festival that people are coming and then they get together. And then, of course, the past 2 years with COVID, and then this year we have one particular incident that happened in Ottawa. We have a convoy, which is called the Freedom Convoy, which actually was sieging and then taking the entire downtown for 3 weeks. So everything was kind of paralyzed, but it doesn't take away the natural beauty of that. So this is one thing in Ottawa that every international student or anyone visiting in the winter have to see.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you don't need to skate if you don't know how to skate. I see a lot of people just put on their shoes and they just walk on the canal, and it's just beautiful.
Oh, I see. Do you skate yourself, Sylvie?
I did. So because I still do. I did take some courses. I told myself that any adopted Canadian would be ashamed if they don't know how to skate. So I took a couple private courses, and I have to tell you that I can skate backward, and that was one of the things that I was very, very proud of myself in learning. Yeah.
Okay, so can anybody come here to skate free of charge? Do they have to pay?
So it is a natural skating rink. Anybody can go on it and skate. The only one thing is to follow some rules. So there are some places where the way that they do to keep it very, very nicely skatable is at night they're flooding. They put the water in, so they make sure that in the morning with the temperature, the entire skating rink become, smooth and skatable. But there are, of course, tranche of spaces and some distance, a small distance of it, that are not skatable due to damages and weather accidents that happen with things that just got spilled, and so there are places where they are off limit, but beside that it's completely free to anyone.
I see. So it's a good way of having fun in winter.
Absolutely. It's
and in
wonderful.
early spring too, winter and
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
The skating rink is only operational during the coldest. So you need the temperature to be a certain temperature, and the ice that is right below the people skating. So the ice in the canal, you need the ice to be a certain thickness. And then the minute that we hit, let's say early March temperature, it closes and then it let it thaw. And it becomes during the winter, the summertime, the Rideau Canal is the longest place where many, many years ago in history, this is the mean to transport merchandise in between cities from the Eastern Ontario to here. I mean, Western Ontario to here. So in the summertime, you see boats. And then if you were to visit us in the summertime, you can be in one of those, what we call open sky boat, where you can take a look at the entire city by just enjoying a nice little ride there.
Oh, sounds very interesting. Yes.